Hi guys, so I'm gonna read Superman number 4, the two Lex Luthor stories. I'm sorry if I'm coughing a lot. In the last Transformers video I was coughing. I'm sorry if I cough in this one. But in the cover, Superman's like ripping up a bunch of like support things for a building. Now you'd think Lex Luthor would be right here. This guy would be Lex Luthor, but it's actually, I think it's supposed to be this guy in the background, because Lex Luthor still had his red hair. So, but anyways, so Superman, America's greatest adventure strip character. So in issue number 1, there was the boxer. I think it was issue number 1 or 2. No, it was number 2. Where Superman impersonated the boxer. The war where he's destroying the munitions factory. That was in number 2 as well. There's like little flashbacks to the previous comics. Superman by Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster. Leaping over skyscrapers, running faster than an express train, springing great distances and heights, lifting and smashing tremendous weights, possessing an impenetrable skin. These are the amazing attributes of Superman, savior of the helpless and oppressed, avails himself as he battles the forces of evil and injustice. For the first time in its history, the city of Metropolis is ravaged by a terrible earthquake. Editorial Office of the Daily Planet. I want a first-hand eyewitness details of the quake. You'll get 'em. Unobserved, the meek reporter transforms himself into the mighty Superman. An earthquake in this locality. It's unheard of. Shortly after, the Man of Tomorrow's figure streaks down towards the scene of terror. Springing into action, Superman supports tottering buildings, while terrified occupants dash to safety. Hurry! It'll give way in a few seconds. His amazing strength and speed bring him to wherever there is need of his assistance. My boy, pinned under that wreckage! He'll be free in a moment. When the earthquake subsides, Superman leaps away with the grateful cheer of thousands ringing in its wake. Later, nice article you handed in, particularly the Superman angle. I learned that the disturbance was caused by a new weapon the Army is testing, which artificially causes earthquakes. The machine ran wild during the test. I'll visit its inventor for an interview. Professor Martinson? I'm Clark Kent of the Daily Planet. How about a story concerning your new discovery? I'll be delighted. Clark seats himself while his back is turned. Meddler. Not a tick. He's done for. And this guy looks like Lex Luthor too, like later on. So there's a bunch of characters in these early comics that I think that's why I should have said that in my Lex Luthor explain video, but that's probably why he became bald, because of all these like bald characters, his henchmen. But what Clark's assailant does not realize is that Kent possesses the ability to temporarily halt the beating of his heart. Clark is playing possum to learn what the situation is. Out you go, to a mangled death. Out down hurtles the reporter's figure. Abruptly out flashes one of his hands, clutching the side of his skyscraper in a steely grip, halting his plunge. Time out. It takes but a few seconds to remove his outer garments. Then he commences to climb swiftly back towards the laboratory, as Superman. Now it's my turn. Within the laboratory, a snooping reporter interfered while I was going through the professor's desk, but I disposed of him. Splendid. But it's unfortunate you couldn't find the plans we seek. At a distant spot. Superman eavesdropping. I'll attend to him. Shortly after, a weird plane appears from the sky and releases a deadly bomb down towards the Man of Steel's figure. This has got to stop before bombs fall on innocent people in the street. A flip of Superman's wrist and the bomb hurtles back to its source, destroying the plane. Swiftly, Superman enters the laboratory. No sign of the man who pretended to be Martinson. So, we encounter each other once more. Luthor, the mad scientist who plans to dominate the Earth. Permit me to introduce Professor Martinson, a reticent individual who refuses to reveal to me the details of his discovery. Then you admit failure. I do not. If Martinson proves uncooperative, may be more fortunate with the army itself. I wonder what Luthor has up his sleeve. I'm sure he's about to spring something. That evening, within the army camp, Superman sees one of the Invention's guards attack the other. That was simple. As the remaining guard signals with a flashlight, an autogyro descends to the building's roof. But while the conspirators attempt to steal the invention, an unexpected intruder interferes. "Hey! Mustn't steal. Is it not nice?" "Oh! Get back to Luthor and warn him to abandon his attempts to get this invention." "We'll tell him. Only don't harm us." Superman trails the autogyro. This world will not be safe until Luthor no longer exists. Superman, pursuing my fumbling hirelings. Sorry to disappoint, Man of Steel, but that plane will never reach here. The autogyro destroyed by a terrific explosion. A challenge, Superman. Who said that? I. Are you willing to declare a temporary truce? That all depends. Here is my proposition and challenge. If your muscles can surpass my scientific feats, I will admit defeat. But if I can outdo you, then you are to retire and leave me a clear path. Do you accept? Definitely. Seconds later, the two weird vessels swoop down out of the sky. That's what I call prop service. Once again, we confront each other. Can't say that it particularly pleases me. Quibbling aside, you agree to match me at any feat. Well, Impetuous One, are you prepared to race my sky vessels around the world? Let's go. They're off. In the strangest race the world has ever seen, a Superman versus super planes. Defying time, the weird adversaries annihilate all speed records in a thrilling race that spans continents and oceans. Get a horse. Faster, faster! A human being outdistanced one of my super stratus liners? Impossible. Sorry, I'm pressing the motors to its limit. Later, when they return to the starting point, it appears I'm the victor, and you don't look the least bit tired. Incredible. The next contest, one which should confound you, to determine who can rise the highest above the earth and still return safely. As one of Luthor's planes streaks upward, Superman leaps in its wake. Here we go. Up rocket the two, up through the fleecy clouds. Good thing I'm not a subject of vertigo. Higher and higher, into the stratosphere, and beyond. We're too high! I'm losing control! We're beyond the strong gravitational pull. Helpless, Luthor's vessel trips to certain doom in the clammy clutch of outer space. Kicking furiously, his feet blurring like a propeller pit blades, Superman battles the forces of gravitation and commences to fall toward Earth. Can't you think of anything tougher? Again you've triumphed! And what your next little stunt you have up your sleeve? Watch and see. As Luthor gives sharp orders, a massive weight is removed from his vessel. Lower away! Next, Luthor tunes up intricate electrical equipment. Wonder what he's up to. You see, making use of the forces of electricity, I can nullify the massive weight of this huge object. Your turn, my good man. Delighted. You did it! Wait, I've only begun. How's this? Good grief! The next test, to see who is the most vulnerable, I commence with a hand grenade. Unharmed! Disappointed. If you can withstand this, you're good. Superman catches the cannonball. You flatter me. What the? Unaffected by poison gas, too. Isn't it time I began to find out whether you can take it? Let me see. First, I'll toss you against your plane and see what cracks, your skull or the metal. Stop! I cede you to the victory. I admit defeat, and so I turn my captive over to you. I'm to be freed? Oh, thank you, Professor Martinson. As Luthor departs on his plane, it's hard to understand why Luthor turned so noble and freed you. Whatever the reason, I'm thankful to be free of the clutches of that terrible madman. Seizing Martinson, Superman leaps back towards the city. I must be dreaming. With your eyes wide open? Later, within Martinson's laboratory. Sometimes, I'm even sorry I ever invented the thing. Attention, news flash! Quiet, listen. Startling news has just come over the wire. The Army's mysterious new weapon has been stolen. Every effort has been being made to apprehend the thieves. Luthor. Now I begin to understand why Luthor issued his challenge. He wanted me to keep me occupied elsewhere, while his henchmen pulled the robbery. If the invention could only be destroyed, it's so complex that no one but myself could build another. Fella, you've given me an idea. Tell me quick, do you have any idea where Luthor held you during your captivity? I'm certain it was in Satan's Canyon. Another news flash. A portion of the city was just shaken by an earthquake. A mysterious character named Luthor demands the city's surrender. Wait! Can't. Not now. I've got to attend to Luthor. And fast. But Luthor is prepared and waiting. I have a cheerful little surprise prepared for the Man of Steel. Satan's Canyon. Now if it's only Martinson's hunch is correct. Now! So the cannons explode. Down towards Superman rains a mass of torn boulders. Well, well, thoughtful of you, Luthor, to have prepared a warm welcome. But as the boulders rain down, Superman smashes them aside in turn. Nice workout, I must say. But as the Man of Tomorrow continues on, he falls into a grass-covered pit. What? They don't seem to care for my company. Instead of facing a shrinking Violet, the wolves are flung back. Don't crowd me. I'd like to remain and tame these wolves, but first I've got to take care of a human wolf, Luthor. But as Superman emerges from the pit, a powerful new gas is released in his face, rendering him unconscious. He's out. Luthor will be pleased. Luthor's hirelings carry the unconscious Superman to a spot near their master's laboratory tower. Now to permanently remove this foe, as the ray strikes the earth it trembles in mighty convulsions. Crevices appear in the ground. Superman falls into one of them. Next instant, crevice closes, burying Superman alive. Crushed beneath tons of earth, Superman revives, flails about, and burrows his way to the ground's surface. The light of day. Sighting the ray emerging from the tower, Superman attacks the great stone edifice. The bigger they are, destroying it, the harder they fall. That finishes the earthquake machine, but I'd much rather do this to Luthor. No sight of him. Later, when Clark Kent goes to Martinson's laboratory. Suicide. So Martinson killed himself, eh? He must have repented inventing such a terrible weapon. His secret died with him. It will never menace civilization again. So the end. From out of note, so there's this advertisement for the Spectre. And I'm going to read the second story. There's an ad for attaining super strength. Tommy Blake, because of his frail physique, was often annoyed during recess by the school bully. Give me back my lunch. Try and get it. One day, gee, if I could only possess Superman's extraordinary strength and courage. Tommy's wish crystallizes into action. Regular exercise is what I need, and plenty of it. My word, what an appetite. Superman says nothing can beat giving you vitality, plus like good old milk and cereals. Later, say uncle, leave that kid alone. I'll just try it. Golly, Tommy, how'd you do it? It's the Superman in me. So it's like a weird Superman advertisement. But Superman by Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster. Leaping over skyscrapers. Or I kind of already read that. But I don't know should I read that again? I don't know. But I read it at the beginning. So Bedlam reigns in the editorial office of the Daily Planet. A startling news flash comes over the wires. Oil wells throughout the world have stopped flowing. Cover the story. Just try and stop me. Changing into a Superman costume, the reporter races towards Oklahoma with the agility of a startled antelope. I wonder if there's a hidden significance to this catastrophe. High in the sky above, a torpedo-like projectile alters the direction of its flight as the Man of Steel moves into view. What's this? Swifter than light, Superman seeks to dodge the projectile, but it follows him every moment. It almost seems to have human intelligence. An alert leap and... got you. Up rockets the projectile, executes a series of mad gyrations calculated to throw off the Man of Tomorrow. But Superman grimly hangs on. This is better than the coaster at Colony Island. So that's a So that must be a reference to how Metropolis is New York, basically. Radio controlled. So let's see what's tearing a few wires will do about that. Instantly, the sky torpedo plummets toward Earth. Next stop, the graveyard. A face materializes upon the side of the falling projectile. Luthor. I warned you, Superman. Keep clear of the oil well mystery, or die. Sorry, I choose to meddle in the oil well affair, and I refuse to die. As the projectile strikes the ground, it takes more than a mere explosion to bother me. Superman, fleetly covering miles in seconds, rapidly nears the Oklahoma oil fields. As he comes upon the fields, the ground commences to quiver and shake. Earthquake! Leaping in, Superman catches a swaying tower and keeps it upright. Look! You'd be more of a help if you did something besides just look. He darts about the oil field with great agility, saving derrick after derrick from destruction. When the tremors pass, so long. Meanwhile, Lois Lane is alighted at the Oklahoma City airport. What's all the excitement? We haven't seen Lois Lane in a while. A great many derricks were destroyed in the earthquake, but thanks to Superman, some are still intact. Just my luck. I would arrive just in time to miss seeing Superman. Later, Clark Kent. So the editor sent you to help me cover the story. Well, come along to the Oklahoma Bulletin where I'm bound. They enter to find the newspaper office buzzing with excitement. What's happened? News has just come over to Teletap that the entire Pacific coast is inundated under 2 feet of water and the ocean is steadily rising. But what about the oil well story? It can wait. You and I are heading for the west coast. But as they emerge from the newspaper office, into that car, and no sound from either of you. We better do as they say. Sorry about that, so we better do as they say. If this is a hold-up, you'll be disappointed to learn. This ain't no hold-up, buddy. It's a free ride, at Luthor's invitation. He hasn't forgotten how you two interfered with his plans once before. The roadster streaks down the side of the mountain road at breakneck speed. Acting swiftly, Clark presses a certain nerve on Lois's neck so that she will be unconscious during the ensuing events. Sorry I have to do this, Lois, but it's to save you from a certain death. Hey, what in? Mind if I borrow this? Frantically, the driver reaches for the emergency brake, but Superman beats him to it and crushes it to a pulp. The bullet's bouncing off! My teachers always did tell me that I was thick-skulled. Let's see how thick your skulls are. Out of control, the roadster races to the edge of the road. With but seconds to act, Clark seizes Lois and leaps away as the car plunges off the road to destruction. And now for the flying field. When they reach their destination. What happened? Those thugs released us with a warning to abandon our investigation. What shall we do? Pay no attention to them, of course. It's a dangerous flight, but I'll fly you there for $1,000. It's a deal. Let's get started. Later, as their plane flies over the Pacific coast, they note the flooded condition of the area below. Clark's supervision enables them to see disturbance far out of the water. Pilot, fly out to the sea. Look, something bulky coming out of the water. Something bulky coming up through the water. I don't see anything. A few moments later, out of the water rises a glass-enclosed city of ancient weird design. Look, the glass cover's folding back. What can this possibly mean? Suddenly, out from the prehistoric city, flies a pterodactyl and attacks the dodging plane. The plane is crumpled by the claws of the giant prehistoric monster. The pilot killed. Lois unconscious. I've got to get her out of here. Clark leaps from the wrecked plane, carrying Lois, in a desperate effort to escape, but they are seized by the pterodactyl. A weird battle wages in the sky between the Man of Tomorrow and the monster of yesterday. Steel hands race against fierce talons. As Clark triumphs, the three figures hurtle down to the jungle below. Alighting unhurt, Clark changes into his Superman costume. There's no telling what I may encounter now. That's odd, she's conscious, but appears to be unaware of what's occurring. The shock must have put her in a coma. I don't know if that's not how that works, but perhaps a drink of water will help restore her to normality. Emerging from the nearby underbrush, a giant rat commences to creep towards the dazed Lois. Superman, turning to carry water to Lois, is stunned to see the great rodent about to spring upon its unsuspecting prey. So the rat's like jumping up. Superman springs for the rodent's path. Looking for trouble? Well, you get it. Grasping one leg firmly, Superman whirls the squealing beast round and around overhead. And as Superman loosens its hold, the creature sails out over the ocean, then plummets over to its death. So Superman just killed another animal. But as the Man of Steel turns, Lois, she's gone! Sighting a weird flying vessel headed toward the nearby city, Superman gives chase. She must be a prisoner aboard. Superman nears the city. Superman, offer no resistance or Miss Lane will be destroyed. Luthor's voice. For Lois' sake, Superman stands passively by as she leaves the weird vessel. So, Man of Steel, we meet again. So it's you again, Luthor, and as evil as usual. I don't care what happens to me, but if you harm the girl, on the contrary, I'll have her treated so that her senses return. Take her to the Green Laboratory, men. Superman accompanies Luthor on a tour of the city. How did you create this weird city? It was created years ago. I merely salvaged it. What you are walking upon is a remnant of the sunken continent Pacifo. You admit it was a miraculous achievement. Working underwater, I raised a glass-alite dome over the city, drained out the water, and then raised the city to the surface of the ocean. So then it was this titanic underwater upheaval that caused the ocean to overflow. And it was you who tapped the oil wells and stole the oil for your evil purposes. Shortly after, behold, in this laboratory I have created biological monstrosities of the past. Loosed upon the world, they will break its spirit, enabling me to bring it under my domination. But surely you wouldn't really perpetrate such an inhuman crime. If you give me your assistance, I'll be inclined to be more merciful with the world. Otherwise, well, what is your decision? Give me a few moments. I must think. While Superman ponders the other side of the wall. Quick, into the chemical vat with her. As soon as the Master mentioned the Green Laboratory, I knew he wanted this girl's death. Superman's super acute hearing enables him to hear the guard's conversation. I might have suspected Luthor of treachery. Stop what you are doing! Merely putting a kink in your plans. Superman, stop him! Just try it. So he throws him in the vat. Okay, so he straight up killed this guy. Because that guy was in the green vat and said the green chemical would kill him. So I think that's like 2 or 3 people Superman has killed. From what I read so far. So you choose to align yourself against me. You catch on quickly. Meanwhile, men aboard a trawler sight the weird city. Look, a city floating on the sea. Quick, wire the news to the shore. Verify the report. If the situation warrants it, use lethal gas. American flyers receive their orders. After Superman and Lois are led into an open arena, my innate generosity prompts me to give you a fighting chance for your life. That's the opponent I shall loose upon you, and you can go free with the girl. What's the catch? So all I have to do is lick this baby, eh? Luthor, your generosity overwhelms me. Superman and the dinosaur lock in a death struggle. Seizing the beast by the tail, Superman whirls it up and then smashes it to the ground and out of battle. Well, satisfied now? Shoot them down. But before the guards can use their green rays, American planes dropping lethal gas. Run for your lives! As Luthor leaps into a laboratory building, Superman swoops up Lois and charges after him. Wait up! Under Luthor's manipulations, the glass cover closes overhead, and the weird city submerges beneath the ocean. Now to attend to you. Get him! As Superman leaps away with Lois. The monsters close in on the shrieking Luthor. Shrieking upward, Superman smashes through the city's glass cover. Instantly, tons of water smash down upon the city, demolishing it. Reaching the surface safely, Superman swims towards shore at an incredible rate of speed. Reaching shore and securing garments, Superman resumes his identity of Clark Kent and takes Lois to a doctor. Where am I? Will she be alright? She's completely recovered. How did I get here? The last thing I remember is seeing a prehistoric bird attacking our plane. The plane escaped, but crashed near shore. I managed to reach the beach with you. Sunken Island menace ended. Ocean recedes, well functions. By Clark Kent. Science baffled. You've done it again, Clark. Scored a sensational scoop. I'll bet even Superman couldn't have done better. So the end, and there's an advertisement for Sandman. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you could like, comment, and subscribe, that'd be appreciated. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later.